sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sisters and brothers, today we are celebrating Vesak Day, as you all know, the most important day for Buddhists. Anyway, Vesak Day become the most important day based on the way we celebrate. If we take Vesak Day as another yearly celebration, it won't be the most important day. Of course, this Vesak is another Vesak day, but there are many other things which we have to pay attention when we celebrate Vesak Day. Vesak Day should be a day for us to renew our commitments towards our practice. Practicing Buddhism is a kind of commitment, not to any other persons, it is to ourselves. Because after many, many lifetimes, many, many years or countless years of practicing 10 perfections, 10 virtues, or in Mahayana way I can say 6 perfections. Our Bodhisattva, Gautama Bodhisattva, attained enlightenment. So he struggled, he had sacrificed so much to attain enlightenment or to become the Buddha. The purpose of his struggle and purpose of his practice was not just to attain enlightenment and overcome suffering or attaining liberation from defilements. His main purpose was people. Out of love towards mankind, people, he gave up many things in many lifetimes and attained enlightenment. That was because of his great compassion. With a great compassion, he struggled to attain enlightenment. On the way to attaining Buddhahood, he encountered with many problems. Sometimes he had to sacrifice his life. Not once, many times. He had to go through so much pain, but he never gave up. The reason was his compassion. Because of his compassion towards all living beings, he never gave up and practice until he attained enlightenment. Then that was the first time a person, we can say about a person, he has done everything which he supposed to do. So if we think of that, there is a very great quality of the Buddha. He had done everything a person supposed to do. That means he attained perfection. There is no more perfection. When you reach but these two cannot compare at all. If you reach the great Mount Everest, peak of great Mount Everest, but I advise you don't go nowadays. You will have a very good happiness if you manage to conquer Mount Everest peak. Then you can say, I have conquered highest mountain. That's all, only for a while only. But I warn you, don't go nowadays. But one thing is, after that, you have no more mountains to mountain peaks to conquer, because that is the highest. So when a human being attain enlightenment, he has nothing more to conquer, nothing more to attain. That is the highest peak of a human life. Attaining purification from all the defilements, freedom from all the defilements. So Gautama Bodhisattva attained that. Then he should have rested, saying, I have attained highest peak of human development. But he did not rest. He worked even harder than the time he was a Bodhisattva. He organized his activities. Only about 1 or 2 hours he spent for himself, kept for himself. Other than that, all other hours he spent for the benefit of people. So about, I can say about 22 hours a day he spent for others. Unbelievable thing, but it happened in that way. Spend time for different kind of people, to attain to different kind of people and explain, preach his Dhamma. So, when we celebrate Vesak Day, we have to remember about all these things, and Buddha has attained enlightenment for us out of love and compassion. So we have to think, we are so fortunate to live in a time where Buddhism is a living religion. So we should make use of that opportunity and make a determination to practice teachings of the Buddha. Then we can say we are really celebrate Vesak. Our celebration of Vesak is meaningful. But the problem is, many people find it is difficult to practice Buddhism. Morning also I mentioned about that. Because Buddhism is a do-it-yourself religion. You cannot just believe and expect everything to happen. You have to make things happening. So you have to practice teachings of the Buddha, then things will happen. Therefore, some people even reluctant to say they are Buddhist or reluctant to become Buddhist. But in a way, it is not that difficult. There are so many simple things to be practiced as a Buddhist. That is why sometimes the Buddha compared teachings of the Buddha to a great ocean. So great ocean is very deep. So you again think it is very difficult. Great ocean, it is very deep. We have difficulties to find the end. Yet, beginning is very shallow. We can see many kids, even Singapore beach, many kids go to the sea. Of course, parents have to be very alert. But even a child, small kid, can go to the sea. Because beginning is very shallow. In the same way, teachings of the Buddha. When we talk about teachings of the Buddha, beginning is very shallow. Even a simple-minded person can learn and practice. But when you go further and further, sea or ocean become deeper and deeper. In the same way, teachings of the Buddha can be deeper and deeper. So we don't have to think the difficult part of the practice. We have to pay attention. We have to pay attention first to the easier part of the practice. If we take certain simple teachings, developing our faith towards the Buddha, his greatness, is not that difficult. Then practicing simple principles is also not difficult. We can start, but we should not stop there. We must try to go further and further. So, thinking Buddhism is a very difficult religion, we should not try to stop our effort to practice. We can have a very simple and easy beginning. Once, then some people think there are so much to learn, so many things to be practiced. Once when Buddha was alive, a young man ordained as a disciple of the Buddha. But when he went for training under some teachers or certain senior disciples of the Buddha, he found so many things to be learned, so many things to be practiced. So one day he went to the Buddha and told the Buddha, "Venerable Sir, I have decided to disrobe. I want to go back. Because when I learned your teaching, your disciples said you had to practice this and that, so many things, so many principles, so many precepts, so many teachings to be understood. So I cannot do all those things. So better for me to go back. I am from a rich family. My parents will accept me. I can have a normal lay life." Then the Buddha asked a question. Buddha's question was, "Can you practice one thing? Don't talk about many things. Can you practice only one thing?" So he was very happy and said, "Yes, sir, I can practice. If it is only one thing to be practiced, I can practice. I am happy to practice." Then Buddha said, "Okay, you mind your mind." The monk was so happy because he doesn't have to do any other things, just mind the mind. But you know how difficult it is. But if somebody said difficult to practice Buddhism, you tell mind the mind, but don't say it is very difficult. So he went back to mind the mind, look after his mind. He managed to look after. In the end, he attained enlightenment. So we should not worry about the volumes of Tripitaka, volumes of teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha did not preach all the volumes of Tripitaka to simple people he used to meet along the roadside. When he was passing through paddy fields, he met very simple-minded people. He preached very simple teaching, sometimes 2 lines of a verse. By listening and practicing based on that, people have reached highest peak, which we call enlightenment. So, if we have a wish, there is a way to practice teachings of the Buddha. Only important thing is we have to remember Buddhism is a do-it-yourself religion. We have to practice every day. Then we must remember this on this special day, Vesak Day. We will be able to gain benefit of teachings of the Buddha. by practicing it. Millions of people have practiced. They have experienced some great results. So we also can achieve great results. But another thing I would like to mention on this occasion, nowadays there are different kind of Buddhists. There are some people, they practice Buddhism, they even don't want to admit they are Buddhist. And even some people feel uneasy to admit they are Buddhist. This is not a good thing. If you don't admit you are a Buddhist while you are practicing teachings of the Buddha, you will miss the train. You will miss many things. You won't be able to reach the highest peak of practicing Buddhism. You get some results. For example, a person can practice Buddhist meditation, but he always think, he or she, I am not a Buddhist. Yes, but meditation is very helpful. Meditation is very great, practical, so I practice. As a result of that, he or she will gain mental peace, tranquility, serenity. He or she will be able to attain all these things, but not the enlightenment. Because to attain enlightenment, there is a very important quality. That is called faith. Not a blind faith. Must have a strong faith. Faith towards the teacher, faith towards the Dhamma. When I say faith towards the teacher, faith towards the Buddha. Buddha is our teacher. Then faith towards the Dhamma means Buddha's original teaching. If you have faith towards these two and his disciples who had attained enlightenment, we must have faith. So we call it taking three refuges. That is why we start our practices. We always start our practices with taking three refuges. So our three refuges should be very strong. It is not saying certain words like a parrot. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. When we say these three lines and say, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, we must have faith towards Buddha's achievement, his wisdom, then his teaching, then his great disciples who have attained enlightenment. With that faith, with that strong faith, if we practice, we also can attain the same level. Without that, if we just practice certain aspect of Buddhism, especially only aspect of meditation, we still get some results, great results, happiness, peace, tranquility, but not the enlightenment. So we have to remember that important aspect also. If we are Buddhist, we should be humble enough to admit we are Buddhist. So these are the only things I would like to mention. I'm very thankful to you all for your attendance, because nowadays you have so many things, so many other things to attain. Instead of coming to a temple and sit and feeling boring, there are many other places to enjoy. But you have sacrificed your valuable time for a valuable purpose. So thank you all for that. May you all be well and happy. Especially may you all have a good health. Thank you. Our president, what happened? Huh? Do you have any message? President's message.
Just wish everyone very happy Vesak. So after this, we have the vegetarian lunch downstairs. We'd like to invite everyone to join in. The volunteers work overnight to cook the food, so it must be good. So yes. So show your appreciation by enjoying their food, and then say thank you to them maybe later. And then in the afternoon, we have the children performance. And this evening, we have another puja to wrap things up, as well as a candlelight procession. So we'd like to invite all of you to, if possible, join in our activities. Thank you very much for coming.
So, blessing we haven't done, right? Just give, yeah, just give a little bit space in the middle, huh?
Some space.
Tamarai, Pirit.
Jyoti will come for the message.
Just wait few minutes for blessings, huh? So, are you going to sing? Huh? මෙතනින්ම පටන් ගත්තා නම් ලේසි නේ. මේ අතර යන්න ගියොත් නම් හරි වෙලාවක් යනවා. ඇහුණාද? මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛේ දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්වංතරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව